everybody. It's been a pretty intense week this week. Not bad, just what it is. Moments of gratitude and gratefulness and moments of frustration and being a human and dealing with pain and doctors and all the things that happened. But I did start a new crochet project and it By the way, this is worked with a 6mm US J10/6mm needle. I'm using one I found at the dollar store, I think for $1 or 50 cents, something like that. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. It's gonna have, this is a size medium, it's probably gonna be pretty big. I'm using a 60 cotton, 40 acrylic, I think, blend. It's one of those cotton cakes, the Carron Cotton Cakes. And I really like it. It's pretty easy to work with, but again, I'm pretty tall, I have a long torso. This is gonna be a beast. So you crochet the whole front and back, and then you seam it together at the shoulder, I think. I'll post the link to the free pattern that I'm using. It's pretty simple to follow. It's once you get to a certain point, it's just repetition. So I'm traveling and don't have my normal yarn bowl, so this was the ingenious solution of a friend, which I like it. If it had a little hole here, then you could run it through the hole. So this is the Carron Cotton Cake, and I love this colorway. Speaks to me. So I got 4 of these because it says I need almost 2,000 yards for a size medium. I am back in Florida after like 2 weeks of travel. I started my autumn brioche cardigan by Carrie. We are at row 67 and we have a front part of the cardigan like this. This will go underneath the arm wrapper on the back, although that doesn't seem like a very wide back. But I think it's supposed to be sort of, I mean, it's a medium. I guess that's fine. And maybe it'll look better when it comes together, I think. But 22 rows, yeah, that's the middle of the back. It just fits my back, but it's gonna probably be slouchy. Okay, let me show you. This is the middle back panel. Sleeve. Just started this, I've got 22 rows left, that's where we're at. Nice and long. Watch out for that late night crochet. It'll get you, and then you wake up and you are the best bedhead ever. I think I have 20 rows left in the body before I make the sleeves. It seems longer than it will be wider, but maybe it'll be better when it comes together. I don't know, I think I just need to lay down. Not me, who just realized that I have been doing my brioche stitch incorrect, and I basically have invented a new stitch. So it's not because, it's because I missed it. I misunderstood it. But I didn't watch the video, I just read the instructions. Somehow I missed insert the hook into the previous stitch. I thought it was the stitch I was on and then moved to the next one. Oh no. I started watching, I was like, wait a minute. So this entire cardigan has been my stitch. We're gonna just call it the Livy stitch. It's not a brioche stitch, it's this. So I suppose I'll just have to make something else with the brioche stitch. I've probably crocheted 800 yards. You know what? We're just gonna keep going and I'm gonna have a Livy cardigan. always helps to watch the videos in case you see something you miss on the instructions. So we're gonna go with the Libby stitch, and we'll just keep doing what I've been doing, and it's what it is. Look at how many are here. Hi, buddy. So the whole time I wondered why the middle section of the sweater seemed a little small. It's like, I think it needs to be wider. And I went back and I recounted, and I have a total of 87 rows. For a size medium, you're supposed to have 89. I miscounted right here in the split. I counted this as an extra one, the split part, instead of realizing that it's one row here and it's one row here. It's not a separate row. So now I have a narrow back piece, and I am not about to take off my section. So we're just gonna roll with it. Oh my goodness. I'm not quite sure how to sew it up, because even if I had 89 rows, when I look at it, there is way, like, I don't get how to sew it up, because there's still way more in the front pieces to sew at the shoulders. There's 25 rows and 25 rows, and then it's supposed to be 39, but there's 37 here. 25 and 25 is 50. 37, 39 is not the same, so I'm not really sure how to do this. I don't know what happened, but there is no way. I went back and I read the pattern, and I look at it, and yes, I'm 2 rows off, but 2 rows is not, it's not right. There's supposed to be a gap in the middle so that you can put your head in through it. Let me show you. Just a minute. Okay, now this can't work. Something happened. Pattern numbers were off, but first 25 split, and then it's like 39, 37, supposed to be 39, and then split another 25. But you're supposed to seam the top first. It doesn't go around me, so I know the back isn't wide enough. I think I'm gonna have to undo one full side panel that I just crocheted. Supposed to seam all the way over, then you have a little space, and then this one is supposed to seam all the way over, and you'll have some space. So I think that I'm like off a lot. So I'm gonna have to unravel this whole thing and add a bunch of rows, but I don't know how many, because I went back and I counted, and I looked at the video, because otherwise there's no way to have a neck opening like this, with seams all the way across for a cardigan that you then sew. So something is not right. So I'm just gonna have to make it up. It means I'm gonna have to unravel it. It's gonna be painful. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I phoned a friend. Crisis averted. He made a suggestion that crossed my mind, but I didn't want it to be aesthetically different. But at this point, I didn't want to unravel 25 rows, crochet 25, and another 25. So now I only have to crochet probably 25 more. Basically, one of these armholes I'll just sew up. It'll be in the back. So this will now be the new back panel. And then I'll continue going with another side panel. All right, so I sewed up a seam, which you can't tell too much right here. I was concerned because these were really stretched out stitches and these were tight, but I made them work. So now this is my new back panel. So I've got 25 stitches, I'll fold it over, I'll do some math, we'll fold it over, and we'll move along with life. What I learned later when I went back and looked at the pattern again is that the pattern maker actually miscounted and put the wrong number of stitches, so there wasn't enough in the back panel originally. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I just had to fix this. And maybe I should like fix this. Okay, hi. Oh, whoops. Okay, so it's like 2:30 in the morning. Probably later than that. It's 3:05 in the morning. Welcome to 3:05 in the morning. Okay, so I had to redo. Now, did I have to do it tonight? No, but I did. So what I ended up doing is now I have a much better fitting cardigan. So I will seam up the shoulders, 25 rows on each side. Then I now have to make the sleeves. Then I'll put a banding at the very end. This side is curled up because it's the chain stitch and it's tighter stitches than over here, which are significantly looser. Let me show you. This is the current state. I was traveled like 12, 14 days. Came back, but I travel again Tuesday, which is like 2.5 days. So we're just leaving it. All the books I want to read now. I'm also a painter, and I finally started to paint again. And this is a close-up of one of my most recent paintings. Painting brings me so much joy. I ended up going to Tampa for a work trip. It was a quick trip, and it was full of meetings, but at least we had a really, really beautiful dinner, and it was nice to be in a big city again for a little while and wake up to the sunshine and perfect weather, and ended it with the most beautiful of lunches. It's been a minute. I took the last week off of crochet to take care of my neck, and I had some work travel, and then work was intense last week. So I'm back to my unicardigan, and I decided to work on my ribbing around the neck first before I do the sleeves, because I'm not sure if I have enough yarn. Michael's did not have what I needed. I'm gonna have to get that tomorrow and switch it out. So long story. Let me show you where we're at on the ribbing. And the ribbing is literally 9 chains, turn, single crochet in the back loop across 8, and do that for the entirety of the inner lining. Now my inner lining is 74 inches because I did the Livy stitch instead of the actual brioche stitch. So the cardigan itself is several inches longer than the pattern calls for. So I've got a long interior ribbing on the neck. So let me show you. Let me just take a moment to appreciate my carpet and how it matches the colors of my cardigan, because this is me. So this is the ribbing piece. And as you see, it's super stretchy, and it's, we got ribbing here, but we're doing it in a different way. So I measure all the way around the neck, all the way around here. And then I just crochet a long tube, and then I'll sew it. They ask you to sew it with a needle, the directions, but I'm gonna crochet it together like I did here with a single stitch, so it's stronger. But that's where we're at. So when you're doing this kind of ribbing, this is single crochet in the back loop only of every chain. It's got a lot of stretch, a lot of give. So what we want to do is, when we're laying the piece out, I've got it laid out and kind of letting it rest so that I can measure accurately and don't have too much stretch. So let me show you. So just like fabric on the bias, when gravity's pulling on it, or there's stretch built in, it can get bouncy and it can change shape. So everything I'm trying to measure, just letting it let the fabric do what it wants to naturally. And then I'll stitch it on, and then it will all work as one unit. So I'm excited. And then we'll have 2 long sleeves and it'll be done. We have a univest. I have 2 sleeves left. Went ahead and wove the ends in because I might not be able to finish this until next weekend, and after a plane trip and all that stuff. So let's show you what we got. Wow. Now it's not been blocked, and you'll notice this side's a little shorter, but that's not because I missed out on stitches. It's just because this was the first row and it's tighter stitches, and I always crochet through the bump on the back of the stitch instead of through the tube. So we have ribbing, and I just attached it the same way with a single crochet all the way around for durability, wove the ends in. So this is the same number of stitches. I think it'll all work out in the wash, so to speak. Yeah. This was a 16-day trip for lots of reasons, including birthday parties, spending time with loved ones, a podcast interview to prepare for my book launch on January 16th of 24. So I really relished and had great weather for the autumn. So enjoy some scenery from my former hometown. Hi friends, quick update. I am in a different state and I am working on my cardigan. I have one sleeve done. Let me show you where we're at. One more sleeve to go. 43 more rows of the Livy stitch. So this is the sleeve. Here it is, 43 rows, fold in half. There's the cuff. This, I'm gonna seam it up here, and then this will get put into the bodice, and I'll show you how that is. Hi buddy. Peanut. So we have one sleeve done. Now, I followed the pattern and went ahead with the same number of stitches. This is 61. Even though I already know, because I did the original stitch, my Livy stitch versus the brioche stitch, it ends up being super long. That's okay, I have a remedy for that. So now we have one more sleeve to make, and then I can add some buttons and zhuzh it up a little bit to make it work. And then I can block it, because right now it's kind of stretchy on one side, tight on the other. But let me give you a full view. I edited the layout for my book, which launches January 16th of 2024. 5 years of research and work, and I'm so excited to offer it to the world, and I hope that it's something that you consider purchasing and using. Hi, long time no talk. Okay, it is down to the last sleeve and like 20 rows left, and then sew it together and sew it on to my cardigan, and this thing is done. So I'm gonna time myself to see how long it actually takes to crochet one row. That way I can see, I can just focus. I need a goal. I need like a challenge. I took every opportunity to get walks in, and it's always nice to see Jane Austen. I I finished the sweater in time to wear it in the airport while awaiting my late flight, and it was wonderful. It kept the chill off from the air conditioning, and knowing that I was wearing something that I made myself and I learned through really made me happy and feel at peace, and was a sense of accomplishment. I love the colors. It has deep personal meaning to me, and though I live in a warm climate, it's still my cozy sweater in the morning. Hi guys, it's now November 18th. The cardigan's done. I've washed it. I've added a string to the cuffs to make them a little more blousey so it doesn't cover my hand because they were too big. And now this is where we're at. It's my go-to house cardigan. So thanks for watching. It was a labor of love. I learned a lot. A lot of life happened during the making of this. And even if it was meant to be a shorter cropped cardigan with a different stitch, I love this. So now I taught myself a new stitch, and I can make other things for other people, and you know, bye.